So thank you. I started the recording. So again, I'll repeat what I just said. For us creating the specific vibration on specific meter for specific benefit, or even triggering the very specific point, like in Marma, we have specific point in our body according to Ayurveda, or we could have even on the chakras, like we say in the chakra in the yoga tradition. So we could activate certain centers, or we could do it generally for overall body, mind, and beyond. So there are very specific shabda, which is the word, which creates the primal sound. There are very specific mantra which can do the same. There are generalized, which is again for overall well-being. But then there is very specific nada. Have you heard of nada? So there are two kinds. One is the music. Basically, nad is the music. But then all of that subtle effect, when that starts to create a music within, and a very much talked about is anhad. When this uninterrupted sound, the music goes on, and you are literally into it, that is a Nada Yoga. However, this goes subtle and very much starts with mantra yoga, then also the Shabda Yoga. So now mantra is the full mantra which we talk about. It could be again any mantra of your choice, but then we also can take very specific shabda, the syllable or just the word, like a or e or ma. So again, very specific shabda which creates specific vibrations. And then we have going beyond, we also call shabda purusha. There are many different terminologies across tradition, but let's talk about how these different vibrations makes us feel. We all know Om chanting. Now, the same Om chanting we could do in the different swara. And again, in the same time, we can use in the different meters with our breath. Now, the primarily requisite of doing this is you connect with your body, you connect with your breath, prana, and you connect with your mind. And then it makes the complete effect. Then you see the most outcome when you connect with all three together. So do we try? I'm sure we all have done the chanting or Om or anything else of your own choice, but then again connecting with all three together and see how these different vibration does affect differently. So a little bit of practice, little bit of exploring. Now, if you let me start with just Om, because we all are comfortable with, and then I will change that meters or different shabda, different sound we can do as well. You ready? Let's sit comfortably, keeping your spine straight. Now, I would like you to make sure your breath, just simply observing your breath to start with, making sure it's regular, gentle. Just observing your body for a minute. Again, just observing, there is no tightness, stiffness, or discomfort at any part. And just watching your mind, observing. Some thoughts, a lot of activity on the mind level. It's all right, just observing it, not trying to calm it down or relax or stop anything. Whatever currently you're experiencing in all these three levels. Now I would like you to take a deep breath in, and while exhaling, make it on a same plane. Without going more down Just keep it an exhalation on a similar platform. With the same pace, with the same speed, you exhale. Make sure you're fully in control. Normal. It's time. You same way, take a deep breath in, and while exhaling, I would like you to chant with the same pace and speed. Breathe normally. When you finish chant, breathe normally. Just observing all the pose changes when you finish the chant. The very vibration which you create with the very specific syllable or the shabda takes a little while to be experienced after that. So this time, when you do it again, make sure you put all the focus while you're chanting, but when you finish chanting with closed eyes, observe all the vibrations if you may experience. We'll do one more time. When you're ready, take a deep breath in, exhaling, same pace, same plane. After finishing, expand your awareness to feel any vibrations or any sensations you may experience. Taking one more time. When you're ready, breathe in deeply. Exhaling up. Allow yourself to feel the vibrations. I'd like you to gently open your eyes, and if you can share what you did experience. While chanting, you could feel the vibration, and could you do after the chant? Even the slightest, even the little, whatever you could.
Only while chanting, not afterwards.
No, okay. Where did you feel the most of these vibration? Which part of the body?
Over here. Thymus area, heart.
Huh?
Thymus, heart area.
Yeah. Thymus area. Anywhere else? Anybody else?
On my hands.
Okay.
Hands.
Yeah. Would you like to tell palm, hands?
Just
arms?
here.
Yeah.
Just hands. Palms.
That's fine. And was that again only when you were chanting, or after the chant also you could feel some sensations?
After the chant.
You did? Very nice. Okay. Anyone else? It is very personalized experience. There is no right and wrong, and there is nothing which somebody is doing better than others. It is very, very personalized experience. What is the expression of absolute. So when we chant the Shabda is very much connected with the space, the higher self, the consciousness. And it's actually pronounced as and which is on the energy level where it connects to the Atman, which is again the consciousness. We also say the awareness of the absolute. So again, Atman, consciousness, where this syllable, where this very Shabda connects you. On the physical level, again, this is very personal. You may all experience differently, but what it meant to affect is on the forehead, face, or it could also have in the circular motion you may experience. So arms and limbs, again, where the blood circulation is more in rotation, you may experience that very stronger. A lot of time on the vocals and here, that is also fine. So again, physically, it does, even if you don't experience that, what it really affects is your forehead. So if we go about the chakras or the energy levels, it does affect the Agya chakra, the forehead region, but again, all the face and all the circulation. So on the physical level, circulatory conditions where we are looking at, that's where it helps with blood pressure. So, there are many more, but again, these are very specific physical effects we can talk about. Psychologically, it does affect the conscious mind and the conscious self. So all that, it does connect just the syllable Now, I don't know if you have ever dealt E chanting. Have you ever done that? I know we did U and Ma as Om, but let's try E. Simply just E. Yeah. Same way, the same rule applies. You control your breath with exhalation. And the only thing when I said maintaining the same pace and the level, which is you don't go down with the breath. So basically, you maintain that, the pitch and the pace. And then exhalation finished, and then your chant finished. So maintaining as much as possible. We'll try that when you're ready. Keeping your spine straight, relax yourself, taking a deep breath in, and you chant E. To breathing out, take a moment to see where all you may experience any sensation, vibrations. And when you're ready, we'll do one more time. Taking a breath in, fully breathe in, exhaling E. We'll do one more round, 3 rounds on everything. Just the last one, taking a deep breath in and exhaling E. You ready? Anywhere you felt more strongly?
I felt it under my eyes, the eye area during chanting only.
Which eye, if I ask you
Both,
specifically?
both eyes, but more so on the right side.
Brilliant. Yes, that's where it meant to affect.
Roof
Yes,
of my mouth and my
yes,
tongue.
yes, that also. So again, when very specifically, it does feel very strongly on the right eye. And you'll be surprised, again, in Hindi, if you know the syllable, E and badi E, there are two, right? In pronunciation, we say E, but then in the reading, that we extend. So extended E, what we did, that basically does the right eye. If you do the shorter E, the small E, which is again not longer and not deep, that does affect the left one. So it is a matter of trying it, doing it the shorter one or the longer one. We did the longer one because I asked you to do the long and deep. Now, this sound basically invoke the Shakti, the Divine Mother. It connects you spiritually. This is what we see. This very Shabda, the chant, the vibration connects with the Divine Mother, the Shakti. But on energy level, it is very powerful. It connects you with the creative forces, with the creative energy, and which is again to expand physically, right eye, but also it does affect the whole movement, the body, energy flow, and regulates that. And it also initiates the power of love. So when we say any opposite emotion and you want to cultivate, gratitude, love, we talk about that. But these emotions are very, very, I mean, again, you cannot think of when you create that, you must have to feel that. So sometimes these shabda can initiate those emotions, and that does feel because this is where that affects. Now, in very specifically, if you just want to do the syllable chant, these are the simple syllables, shabda, which you can pick up. And there is nothing, I mean, you don't have to have a proper way of doing it, except your spine is straight, you have a full control over breath, and you're focused, and you can feel and rotate your awareness around the body. So no disturbances, take as a meditation tool also. Okay, so we did technically 2E. So if you do shorter one, you can try on your own, or you can extend the deep E, longer one. So and see whether that makes any difference. But I would say do the longer one anyway. Now we do
Neha
try.
ma'am, how do
Yes.
you do the short E?
So the short E, when we say the short vowel, the E, we don't take it so long and deep. So like E. So here it is very from the throat. So again, it's all about making that adjustment with your own pace and where you're chanting from. So here we do this. It could be with the, yeah, but then
break
here,
in the middle.
yeah. Huh?
With a break in the middle.
No, there is no break. You can extend that, but then again, now, I'll show you the another one. If you take a deep breath in and take it to the deeper throat level or to the deeper solar or the gut, you do. The one we are just doing it from the throat, which is shorter. Even if you extend your breath, it won't go very long.
So it's bass. It's bass.
Yes, yes. Slightly on the lower, and that's slightly deeper and longer. There's no harm trying it. There's no side effect. So it's just that with your own swara and where you're chanting from.
And you know, this E, I felt it more around the heart region, not the eye or anything.
That's fine.
It was more intense than the as well. It was more intense.
That's not wrong either. See, as I said, it is very personal, whether you might have felt anywhere in the body, depending where, you are more connected or where right now energy flow is more. But where it meant to affect and trigger is the point explained. Sometimes you may feel there, but sometimes you don't. So there's nothing wrong wherever you felt. That is, you're more focused, you're more connected there. Maybe that's where your attention is more needed. So you could feel anywhere in the body, but regardless, if you do this chant, that is more going to affect physically on those marma points, on those body parts. So it's still working. So let's say we're doing, if we eat paracetamol, again, it's not a very good example, but because it's medication and it's a sound vibration. But still, I'm taking it for fatigue or I'm taking it fever, it's doing both. So, I am feeling it here, that is affecting it anyway, but then it also does affect the specific point in the body, which is defined. So we don't have to feel that, but it's still working. Yeah. Do we go on the next one and see what we feel? Yeah. You're comfortable with breathing, you're comfortable with the pace and your own meters. Yeah. Simple one, we'll do ooh. Yeah. Now again, there is short and long. I will take you to the long one because again, it's deep and it will help you with the deep breathing. So you breathe in deeply and you take the long ooh. Usually when we do chant ooh, we do this ooh. So our lips are forward. So you are bound to feel a lot of sensation around your facial, especially this part. But that is because you're chanting and you are using these muscles specifically to create the chant. But then other than that, let's see what all happens. Yes. Sitting straight, deep breath in and ooh. Long and deep with your exhalation. 3 rounds. After you finish the first round of chant, take a break, just observing all the impact this chant you may still feel, if you feel. It could also feel like sensations or the flow of energy, not necessarily as strong vibrations you may feel. So whatever changes you feel. So another round, second one, taking a deep breath in, maintaining your pace. Ooh. Take a little pause just to feel where all this vibration does affect, and we'll go third round when you're ready. Taking deep breath in, exhaling ooh.
In the heart, mostly for me.
Yeah.
In the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after the chant, you felt anything at all? That's fine. Anybody else?
Just tingling in the fingers, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Forearms.
Okay. Anybody felt afterward anything? When you finish the chant and you feel any vibration, flow of energy or sensations, anything at all? Fine, there's nothing wrong. Okay, so if we do the extended oo, that is again on physically, if we are talking, that does affect left ear. Very surprising. I'm not saying that you should feel it, but where the murmur point get triggers or where it specifically impact is the left ear. And if it's a shorter one, it will be on the right ear. However, on the level of spiritual levels, it does connect with the divine forces. So what all it connects the mind is with the divine forces. So the previous one with extended E, we talked about Shakti, divine mother. So here we are talking about divine forces. Again, it does work tremendously on the subconscious mind. So it removes resistance. So if you want to work with your creativity, intuition, now a lot of time we have intuitions, we have strong ones, but we are the ones suppressing it and we are the one resisting it, not to accept that. But that's actually the subconscious mind telling us it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. So what it does is it's clear the subconscious mind. So these intuitions you may start to have more clearly, more stronger. Now, again, listen to your intuitions because usually they are right. Or we say gut feeling, but most of the time it's in the delusion. We are not sure whether to trust that or not. So what this specific chant does is clear the subconscious mind and gives you very strong feeling, clear understanding, and connect with your subconscious mind. So that the feel is the first you connect is intuitions. You're good so far? You all know the very specific of humming anyway, the murr. Yeah. Any questions? Anything you would like to share?
I don't know, sometimes, when I do this chanting or deep breathing or something, I do get some part of my body shaking, energy shake. So I don't know if that's too much energy or what is that?
We may have the energy level, there is a shift. So when there is a shift, even in the Reiki, we all felt that because it's something is shifting, we're changing. So these vibrations does bring a shift in the energy level. And this is where we say this is subtle. Sound is vibration. It is energy itself. So there is a shift and it may feel a little shaky. But once that shift is done, then you won't feel that anymore. So if that's happening, you're in a process of transition, shifting, and this new change is setting in, which is good. Let it happen. As long as you're not feeling discomfort, agitation, panic sort of thing, I don't think there's anything to worry about, even if that is changing it to more subtle or more calming one to start with.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Neha,
Yes?
I just wanted to ask you a question. A lot of us are doing Reiki healing, and then if we do this, this session today, is there any conflict between
No,
different energies?
no, they're not different energies. Energy is still the same. We're just tapping onto different levels. And again, by different methods. So it is not going to conflict. There is no drug interaction sort of a thing here. We are still having the same energy. Your energies are not changing. Our pranamaya kosha is still the same. So what all we are tapping is using different tools and using different levels. And there is no conflict between using two different tools at the same time. Now, I would just say, don't do one after another. So again, if you're doing Reiki in the evening, don't do it same time, all this chant. So again, usually that's not also we do. You can do this specific chants with your asanas. You don't have to take another time off. So very specifically, if I say, if you are doing any forward bendings, usually the chant is because in any forward bend, your blood circulation is toward the head. So we do more accelerate the impact by mer chant. If you're doing a backward movement, the blood circulation are more downward. So here the chant is Yeah. If you're doing anything on the side, you can pick and choose again, left side, right side, or there is nothing really wrong here. So you can do E, small e or long E, or U. U also can be done very well with the side bends. So try to integrate that with your asana, so you don't have to have a worry about conflicting with any other practices you're doing.
Right. I mean, I did feel it in my ear, but I thought that in my right ear, but I thought I shouldn't be feeling anything. It's probably something else happening.
No, there are vibrations. The sound, the whole, whatever sound, whether with instrument or whether we are creating. So the sound has the vibration, and that vibration does affect in all levels. Whether we are aware, we are connected or not, that's a different story. But we are definitely connected with our physical level. So we know what happens in the body. And if any time it hits on our specific points in our body, we know it's the vibrations making a difference.
Right.
And we want those specific difference. So we chant.
So we are doing this in the evening. So I normally do my sound healing, the triple Om, in the evening before I go to sleep. So that would be fine.
It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. Different tools. That's instrumental. This is vocal. You
Yeah.
can use all of that. I would say try using with your asanas or movements, and do that with the physical postures and see what happens. You can change the timings and do it with pranayam or after that, before that, and see whether that makes any difference. There is no contraindication that you can do with this. You can actually literally do anytime.
Okay.
The only thing is when you're connected, do it when you're with connection. You don't do it manually or just walking around and see, because then you're not connected with actually the vibration. So how much I'm speaking, you're not connected with every sound, vibration, what I'm speaking, because we are more focused on the full sentence, trying to understand. But if I break it down and I say, I'm just going to speak one word at a time, then we know actually what this one word is creating. So exactly, just connect with that one word, one at a time, and then take a short breaks to see what happens when you connect with the next one. This little break between the two chants of the same syllable or a different syllables is very important, because these vibration, you may connect it or not, you may experience or not at this point, but that does affect the body part. So let that happen before we start the next one.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so that's one of the syllable chants. Now let's come back on the mantra. So anybody has any specific mantra? Now Shivratri is coming. So and again, because Om Namah Shivaya is a very simple mantra, and I'm sure everybody is comfortable with mantra. Yes. So I will give you little meters. Meters means anybody's aware of meters?
Yes, but I don't know what it means.
Would you like to share, Smitaji?
Yeah, because the Gayatri mantra and things like that, it's got different meters, when I read the Vedam book, but I don't understand what a meter is. I think maybe it's the pitch. I'm not quite sure, really.
Is it the length?
I will just show you an example. Without going much into the details of what is called what, just simply what it looks like. If all of you see the screen here, yeah?
Om.
Yeah. So again, we're not going to chant this whole thing, but then I'm just showing you the meters. So what you see on the down line below the there is a down line, yeah? And then you see another suva, on the top one line, yeah? And then bhargo, but there is two line on the re, two lines, so that's a double meter. So what is happening here is we are using our throat to go on the lower pitch, on the normal pitch, on the higher pitch, and make it double higher, extended. Yeah. So I'll show you. Usually when we chant, we say Om Bhurбhuvah Tatsavitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai. This is I'm singing and chanting. Yeah, it is not wrong, but what here we do is use specific meters to create specific vibration, and also using very specific vocal codes in our muscles to use. And here you need a lot of concentration, because you need to know with your mind when you're reading. You need to know pitch goes down when it comes up, when it goes higher, and it goes double higher. So this one goes like Om Bhurбhuvah Suvaha Suvaha Om Bhurбhuvah Suvaha Bhuvah Suvaha. Yeah. Want to give it a try? Maybe one at a time, because if we all chant, the recording will not sound very good. Maybe anybody would like to give it a go?
Do it once more, ma'am. Once more.
Yeah. So the normal, which you see without any meter on, up or down, we go normal pitch. So Om Bhurбhuvah, Om Bhurбhuvah, Suvaha,
Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha
Suvaha,
Suvaha
Suvaha, Suvaha, because there is a visarga.
Once more, ma'am.
Yeah. Om Bhurбhuvah Suvaha.
Suvaha Suvaha.
You know, we sometimes chant is at Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha. Is it Swaha then, not Swaha?
No, not Swaha, Suvaha.
Yeah,
It
so
is always Suvaha. The chant is this the same whether you do with meters or without meters. Actual pronunciation is Suvaha.
Swaha. So
That's
really, yeah.
yeah.
So what I understand is those lines underneath, you know, and the lines up, it is that pitch. So Om Bhurбhuvah goes down, the word goes down, Suva goes high, and the double one, it goes even much higher. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. It goes like Tatsa Piturvarenyam.
Okay.
Tatsa
Vahid
Piturvarenyam.
Yes, because I'm learning the Vedam, and they said you have to pronounce this correctly, otherwise it has a wrong meaning altogether. So, okay, that is the meter then. Okay, thank you.
Meter. Tatsa Piturvarenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. It's without a meter. Usually Dhimahi, but then here Dhi is longer. So we put very specific effort to give the justice of every matra, the swara and visarga. Everything we chant. So Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yo Naf Prachodayat.
So the swara is different from the meter then, or what? The swara,
Sorry?
the swara is different from the meter, or what?
What we're creating is the saswar. So what with the swara, with the very specific meter, what we are creating is the swara. So that is swara chanting. Yeah, we say saswar chanting. This is with the meters we are meant to say.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you.
This is just an example. I wanted to find Om Namah Shivaya, but again, I don't know whether I can, but I can post it. So again, there are Ghanapat. There is another beautiful chanting of Ghanapat. In the Ghanapat, every single word is broken down many times, used in with different meters, and constantly chant. But that's very difficult one, because it goes constant on and on with the same syllable, breaking down meters in a different ways. So that is another form of chanting. If you would like more, just to have a go what it feels like, just find Ghanapat and you'll see how beautifully
Chant
that's.
it, ma'am. Doc, chant it for us, please.
Let me find my book because on internet I don't find much. So if you give me one moment, I'll get my mantra pushpam. Anybody
Please,
else holding
please.
mantra pushpam?
Please do it.
Dr.
Anybody in
Neha,
the group holding
can
mantra
I just,
pushpam?
Dr. Neha, can I just ask that maybe,
Yes.
you could record it and post it to us because it'd be lovely to re-listen, and then follow it with
Yeah.
in Hindi.
Let me give you the glimpse and tell me what you enjoyed. I'll post the script for you to practice, and I'll also post my own recorded version so you can refer it and you can try. And I'll give you the simple one, like I said, Om Namah Shivaya. Again, in the Ghana part, simple one. Let me give it just 1 minute. I'll bring.
Thank you.
Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Oh,
Just again, I will go Ghanapat just with Om Namah Shivaya, nothing else. I'm not sure about with the harmonium, how does that go? But it's again, even if you don't have any instrument, you can simply use the vocal cord swara of your own and you chant following the swara given. Now, simply when we say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, that is all the mantra. Now, in the Ghana part, that's broken down with the swara, and it goes like Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya, Cha Cha Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha, Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Shivaya Cha. Simply Om Namah Shivaya, that break it down and use with swara, and you repeatedly chant that one in a different form, that is Ghanapat. Yes. And that is all. So now, when we do the constant repetition of the mantra like Ghanapat, it's a most powerful practice described and prescribed. So when your mind literally goes swiftly into the meditation, deeper stages of meditation, because it's completely clear and clean. Now, one of the benefits of the mantra or the syllable chant, you remember we all did discuss about cleansing, naris, pranas, pranamay, kosha, even through yama and niyam, through shat karma, and with different practices, we go for the shodhana, nari shodhana and all that. But even the mantra does the same work for you. So if you want literally clearing your mind, opening up the naris and cleansing inside, which means again, physical level, pranic level, and mental level, and wanting to connect with the higher consciousness with Vijnana, these chants does the tremendous work simply by doing repeated chants of the swara or without swara. Both can work, but only matters is if you're connected, if you do with all the focus and concentration.
Doc, please do Om Namo Shivaya once again.
The Ghana part?
Yes, please.
Yes. So I'll tell you another meters, again, not to confuse or not to explain, but simply just having the glimpse of it, what it looks like. So we say Namah Shivaya Cha. Now this is again one of the mantra which is using, when we say Samhita part, we chant as Namah Shivaya Cha. When we do Pada part, it says Namah Shivaya Cha. When do Krama part, which is again Namah Shivaya and then Shivaya Cha. When we do Ghana part, it is again breaking down and repeating constantly. Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Shivaya Cha. This is just Namo Shivaya Cha. You could also do with Om Namah Shivaya, but these are very specific meters, goes just as given, and we don't do the experiments. Usually we follow that same tradition. The idea is because when this is passed on tradition, so in tradition, this is exactly how it is given. So there has to be a specific impact, and that's why we don't modify it. It's Vedic tradition. So it's not generated by human. That's why over the tradition, it still goes the same. So without making modification, that's why a lot of time the teacher says it will create wrong impact. So you don't create your own pattern, you learn the right pattern. I don't believe truly that it does have a side effect or it will create a bad influence or anything go negative if you do wrongly. But the only reason it is constantly said, so you don't even unconsciously pick up the wrong meters because you are passing on. Tradition must pass on, and these traditions are the vocal traditions. They are passed on by giving out, teaching, learning vocally, not by books. Yes. So I'm glad some of you are also, if you are interested in Ghana part, the simple one to pick up. And again, just take a very simple one to see what it does. But you don't have to go on Ghana part. You can simply go on any chant. Even if you think the swara is too much of the work, don't worry about that. Just get used to of the pronunciation. But if you pick up the constant long reading, and if it's a new language, if it's a new learning, remember, brains is constantly working and making new neurons. So the moment you start to learn this, your brain is already very much focused and concentrated. That's the very first benefit you get straight away. So if you're worried about your memory, concentration, sleep disorders, the first thing to go, chant. It is eyes closed benefits given. You will be benefited by all these three and be blessed by all these three. Yeah. Clearing thoughts, clear vision, which means decision making. If it's getting difficult. We had a long tradition in India saying, if you're doing anything auspicious, if you're starting something new, if you're signing any papers, do Ganapati. Huh? What is the reason of doing all this tradition? Basically, you need a lot of focus, concentration. You're making a decision, an important one. You need to do in the right mindset. You shouldn't be confused. You shouldn't be diverted or, overwhelmed in any way. So do chant. Basically, Ganapati is Buddhi. So all the mantra given for the Ganapati so that it enlighten your buddhi, clear your mind, enlighten your buddhi, and then you can think clearly. All the vigna your buddhi will remove, basically. Am I making sense? I'm not saying there's no Ganapati, but what I'm saying on the brain level, what it may does. And that clearly defines what our elders has given it by name.
So Vraktunda Mahakaya, that's the one to do for Ganpati ji?
Yes, Vakrutunda Mahakaya, if you know, you can do that. Om Ganganapatay Namaha, that also you can do. If you know Gananantva, that also you can do. Whatever you know, everything is fine. Usually the Bij mantra, if it's given, so it's Gananantva also. Anybody is aware? These are just very small and short mantras.
Which is the third one?
Yeah, I know
The
the
third one.
Gananatwa, But I'm not sure if my pronunciation is 100% perfect on that one, you know?
Let's see. You want a chance, Smitaji?
I can remember because I haven't got my book in front of me. So, Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavina Upamashtravastamam Jayeshtarajam Brahmana Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannuti Sadanam Panodeti Saraswati Vajevirvajanivati Dhinama Vitriyavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.
Beautiful. The only thing, Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kaving Kavinamupamashravastamam. You can say without swara. Sorry, I just go on that. Kaving Kavinamupamashravastamam. Mupamashravastamam. That's all. But rest, everything was fine. Very nice.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah,
Sarika, that was really good. Very good.
thank you. I'm
Yes.
learning. Thank you.
Yes, so on that thought, I would like to just throw an idea, and I would love everybody's feedback on the brain and neurobics and plasticity and so much to work around the brain rewiring and neurons. I would like to propose and wanting to propose very specific meters, simple chants, and the repetition for the memory, concentration, and the brain to gut body axis. Next few weeks to say whether we are ready to sing together, chant together, learn together. If you take up specific...
We all know Om Bhuvah Swaha. So if you send us the chant in your voice, we'll practice that for next week if you like.
No, I'm actually wanting to see if we can start a group. If you want to practice, learn every week something. Again, very much specific of what impact we are looking. Now, what commonly I have picked up is the sleep, is the brain gut axis, which I commonly and usually say Jataragni to initiate first. So what mantra, what chants, how do we do that? Relaxation responses, again, very primal. And then again, clearing your mind, focusing on memory, yes, memory, concentration, and intellect. There is a very specific one which says Medha Suktam. And that means working on your intellect. You're actually initiating the intellect. So again, this is just an idea, but we can learn, chant together. Again, remembering learning new language, new meter, new vocal is always a good brain exercise. So if you like that, we could also work as a group.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so simple ones. I won't give you much hard work, simple one. I can post that, I can share as a reference, you all can do. We can come here, practice together, we'll take turns and go. Again, the idea is not to promote any tradition, whether you have faith or do without faith, that's not a question. Vedas doesn't count faith, it counts your practice, it counts your discipline, it counts the very specific impact on body, breath, mind, and the higher consciousness. So whether you have faith or not, again, you don't have to invoke Ganpati if you don't have faith. Let's do Om, let's do Dasha Shanti, 10 Shantis, very simple ones, yes. There are 10 Shanti mantras, only Shanti mantras. So that also we can do. We can pick and choose. I will do the simple ones. But primary focus here, again, the brain, the body, and good sleep, good intellect,